Hot out there today, Jacob.
I was going to say, a milkshake sounds pretty good, even indoors, because it just takes so long for your body to kind of cool off after being exposed to this extreme heat for even about 30 minutes up to several hours. If you're working in these kind of conditions, you have to take frequent breaks, even if you think your body is accustomed to this type of heat. So high temperatures still continuing to stay in the middle 90s through tomorrow. We have now issued a weather aware through Thursday because that heat advisory that once was only going to be through 7 o'clock tonight, now extended through 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. For those forecast heat index values, once again, dangerously high between 105 to 110 degrees. Now that heat-related risk, for those of you that are sensitive to this heat and maybe a bit more prone to those heat-related illnesses, it's a little better for tomorrow, but notice we're still in that moderate to high category across most of central Alabama, so some health impacts could still be found, especially considering that heat is a cumulative risk. And after you have so many days of this extreme heat, it does take a longer time for your body to kind of adjust, reset itself, and cool off. So the heat advisory in effect through 7 o'clock, as I mentioned, tomorrow evening. Again, heat index values as high as potentially 110. Check on the elderly neighbors, check on your pets, and make sure to walk them early in the day or late in the day. Looking live from Tuscaloosa to Hoover, Annis to Birmingham, my goodness, just look at the haze in the sky over Tuscaloosa right there. I mean, that is just when you can't hardly make out the perimeter of those clouds, or at least the outline of it. You know it's very humid, very hot and steamy out there. The heat index value as high as 108 in Talladega, Gadsden right now, 107 in Asheville, 104 Birmingham, Alabaster, 102 for Coleman, and same for you over there in T-Town. Actual air temperatures in the middle to even upper 90s for all of us. Some people getting a little bit of relief, mostly around the Anniston area, eastern Alabama. For the rest of us, we're hot and we're dry and likely going to stay that way for the rest of this evening. But tracking out a few of those showers near the Jacksonville area along Highway 431 down towards Weaver, Anniston, Oxford, the Mount Cheaha region, all seeing just a couple of sprinkles, maybe a rumble of thunder with these, and we could see a risk for some strong to severe storms. Right now we have a level 1 to 2 out of 5 risk. That's a marginal to slight risk, mostly for eastern Alabama for the rest of today. Notice the risk, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. For Thursday and Friday, we're under that marginal risk, and it looks like all of us under that for Thursday. For Friday, mostly going to be along and east of Interstate 65, but no risk for tornadoes, no risk for hail, just some of those very quick gusty winds that are very localized. Most of us are going to avoid that. If you're heading off to the Coca-Cola Amphitheater tonight, 8 o'clock, Def Leppard, it's going to be very hot, as Maddie was mentioning earlier. Temperatures around 86 there at 7 o'clock, lower 80s by the end of the show. Can't rule out a quick downpour, but I think you're going to be okay. Odds are we stay dry. A little bit of relief as we go into the rest of this week. Notice the forecast heat index still in Birmingham as high as 106 for tomorrow. Air temperatures a little lower, getting into the upper 80s, lower 90s, but the humidity staying dangerously high. And once we go into the next few days, this low pressure system is going to spin some waves of energy around it. So we're actually going to have a few widespread showers and storms moving from the east, moving towards the west. They're going to be coming in the opposite direction. So we'll have to look towards the east for those darker skies, any impending storms over the next few days. A few showers and storms scattered about overnight. And then once we go into 1 o'clock tomorrow, notice a bit more widespread action. This becomes even more so going into late tomorrow evening. And then finally starting to dry out for Friday. It looks like only a hit or miss storm in the forecast for the very end of this week. The weekend, a few showers and storms. Most of us are going to dodge that. And then we bump that rain chance up to 70% for some relief from the heat by the start of next week. Guys?
We'll still